Episode 3690, Make It Easy to Say Yes.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Kristianne Wargo.
Happy day. I hope you're ready for something extraordinary because it is Wellness Wednesday. And yes, that means it's time to get your heart pounding. You need to get your blood moving through your body because you know what? You matter. You matter. And if you're going to go out and impact the world that you touch, you got to make it easy to say yes. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already even had the opportunity, you'll want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter. They keep it simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, Inspiring Connection and Community. You know, we talk every single Wednesday about health. It's our healthy living. It's about wellness. It's about well-being. The month of May is Mental Health Awareness Month. I could go on and on and on and on and on. And I'm sure at some point in your life, you looked at yourself in the mirror and said, I don't like who I see. It doesn't matter if you were too big, too small, too weak, too strong. There was something about you wanted to change. But you know, what happens when we embark on this journey to lead a healthier life, we often face the hurdles of old habits and routines. And it's easy to fall back into those. And even though we all desire positive change, making it stick requires one key element. Make it easy to say yes. Because quite frankly, we have so much going on that we get caught up in what everyone else wants. And we forget about what we need, especially when it comes to our health. We put it last. We stay up late to help with our kids. Oh, Mom, remember, I need 3 dozen cookies. And you stay up until 1:30 a.m. cooking because they didn't tell you till they were running off the bed at 10:56 p.m. You're like, seriously? But you're that kind of a woman. You have a kind heart. But unfortunately, we're not very kind to ourselves. And for whatever reason, we always seem to be okay with putting ourselves on the back burner and doing what everyone else desires. I know, been there, done that. I can't tell you how many times. Thousands of times, literally. So at what point are you going to look at yourself in the mirror with no condescending comments about how you look or feel and make a commitment to you? My friend, if you don't put yourself in the shoes of where you want to go, you will stay planted where you are now. Nothing's going to change. Oh, wait, unless you have a 911 moment. And then it's like, yeah, maybe. You know, that visit with your doctor and you get results from a lab test. Or you get sick enough that other people have to do the basics in your life for you and your family. You don't want to wait for a crisis to awaken your soul to the point where your head has to get in the game of making changes. As I was in line picking up a prescription yesterday, I noticed how long the line was. Not because I was in a hurry, but truly I was just like, wow. Now they did only have one lane, and I don't have to pick up prescriptions very often. But at the point that I do, I'm like, okay. And I'm looking and I'm like, it wraps around the building. This is ridiculous. This little store was as busy as a grocery store. I'm like, something's wrong. And then there was this car, 2 vehicles ahead of me, and they had their window, down, cracked a little bit. But guess what was coming out of their window? It was smoke, and it was smoking like a chimney. I'm like, really? Now, of course, I don't know the whole story behind that. But if you're getting a prescription, I don't think smoking should be part of your indulgence. I don't think it should be part of your everyday. I don't think that you should continue that activity because there's nothing beneficial about it. If you're getting a prescription, it's because something's not right with your body. Something's off. Now, sometimes we need prescriptions just because things just don't connect right or whatever. I get that. But most of the time it's because, we're sick. And we need something to stir up something within ourselves to say, okay, I can get better, or maybe I can deal with it in this manner. The pain's too great, whatever it is. Now, of course, I didn't know the story of everybody in line. And I know there was a story to tell. But I'm here to remind you that your body is worth more. You don't need smoke coming out of the chimney in your life to gain the attention. You were created on purpose for a purpose. Regardless of your history and upbringing, you are cherished and called beloved by God. You are not an accident. And I want to remind you of this because all of our stuff and junk in our head starts when we were young. And that doesn't mean your parents are at fault, doesn't mean your friends back then were at fault, but for whatever reason, you grew up looking at yourself in the mirror going, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. And you found ways to deal with it. And most of the time, the unhealthy ways. Oh, let's go for the ice cream. Let's go for the chocolate. Oh, how about something savory? Oh, wait, let's just get fast food. Now that does our gut good. That does our heart well. You are worthy to be cared for and loved. So instead of making excuses and believing lies you keep repeating to yourself, make it easy to say yes. That is your Kiss to Keep It Simple strategy. Make it easy to say yes. Yes to who you are and who you are becoming. Yes to living a life worthy of enriching nutrients that fuel your body. Yes to intentional activities that keep you moving and physically balanced inside and out. Yes to hydrating from the inside out with water that will awaken your cells. Hallelujah, I'm awake. That's what they're going to say. Most of us are walking around dehydrated. For once, say yes to your body. Yes to you. But what is your hesitation? What are your excuses in this season? What's holding your yes captive and letting no lead the way? I really, really want you to think about where you are today. And if this is where you know you're supposed to be. And if there's any question of like, I don't really know. I mean, I don't think so. I know God's got more in store for me. I don't know. You know then, you know. Even though you don't know, but you know that changes need to occur. Don't wait for the cookie to crumble. You know, it was interesting. I kind of go through life and I people watch. I love it. And I people watch with a heart filled with compassion and kindness. And I look at each person, and I was at the grocery store yesterday because I'm going to be traveling. And so I needed to go and run some errands and make sure the kids actually had food in the refrigerator, healthy food, like, you know, good fresh strawberries, things like that, bananas, all of the above. And so as I was walking through, it was just very interesting. I would just notice people. And this one gentleman came up from behind me. I could tell he was on a mission. And he was an older gentleman. I would probably place him in his probably lower 70s would be my guess. Now, he may be older than that, but he was a very tall, slender man with gray hair. And this person in front of me, now he was coming up from behind me and going to pass me. There was this lady in front of me. I had no idea they were connected, but all of a sudden he comes up, and as he's passing me, he says, I'm going to have to keep up with you. You're just moving so fast. I don't want to lose you. And I thought, how sweet. I have no idea how long they had been married. It could be for decades. It may have been only for a few months or a year. I have no idea. But I could tell by his comment that he had this compassion and love for this person that was in front of me, this woman. She was gorgeous, and she acknowledged him and just kind of smiled. And then she turned and went shopping for whatever she needed. But for whatever reason, he got distracted. And then when he looked, he was like, she's gone. What happened? And in that moment, I started thinking about, that's what happens with our life. We think everything's going great and we just keep living it. We just keep going through the motions. Life isn't too bad. I mean, we have some hiccups and we put the fires out. It's fine. Nothing drastic until one day we get the phone call. And the person that you loved or loved you first, like your mom or your dad, passed away. I had a friend who lost his godmother these past couple days. I don't remember exactly what day, but he posted it on Facebook. And I thought, you know what? Life is all too short. And sometimes we get distracted like that older gentleman did in the grocery store. And he was doing his own little thing, only to realize what he really wanted and missed was when he turned around, she wasn't there. Wait for me. If we're going through life always trying to live in the distractions and, look at the reels and look at what everybody says we've got to be and all of this and not looking at what we need, we're going to miss the moments. We're going to be chasing things that aren't there anymore. And then we're going to be sitting in the corner with tears running down our face going, I just wish I would have. I should have. I could have. You don't want to live in the would have, could have, should haves part of life. You got to be proactive. You got to say, you know what? I can't wait for the cookie to crumble. I'm made for more. And that's not being a jerk. That's not putting yourself up on a pedestal. That's being honest with who you are because God did make you for more. And if you have breath, you have the opportunity for impact. And that means you got to take care of your body. You get one body. So if you're looking at saying, okay, you've convinced me, Kristianne, I have been putting this off. I tried so many times of living that life on New Year's resolutions, and I've been doing it for decades, and it's not working. And then I go and I buy all this stuff, and I get the exercise equipment. I go and get cute outfits. I get new shoes, and what happens? I'm still right where I am. If you don't put yourself in the shoes of where you want to go, you will stay planted where you are now. How do you get moving? How do you get to where you want to be? What does it look like in real life to make the transition into a genuine transformation that's going to stick longer than just 72 hours? Well, let's look at it. Number 1, simple preps. Take the time to plan and prepare your meals and snacks in advance. When you have healthy options available, you're going to grab those before you go to something else, but it takes preparation. And I know it's not always fun. Sometimes it feels better just to go through that drive-through. But you know what they prep with? Yeah, let's not even think about the chemicals that are in all the stuff that we eat. Sometimes I even wonder if the lettuce is real. I kid you not. Because I look at it and I'm like, it looks a little interesting to me. How can it be that perfect size? I can't buy that perfect size in the store. It kind of makes you pause for a moment and say, right? Simple preps. Maybe you're one who says, I got to get moving more. Then lay your clothes out the night before. If you wait till the morning, you're going to find another excuse. You're going to have another distraction. But if you have everything laid out right there, so when your feet hit the ground, guess what? You get to just turn around, you put on your stuff and out wherever you're going. I don't care if you're going outside, going upstairs or downstairs in your own home gym. Maybe you're going to the gym, driving. Maybe you're just going to walk around your neighborhood. Maybe you're just going to walk laps in your dining room. Whatever you're going to do, you're already prepped and ready to go. So prep for life. Simple preps. And in the long run, I promise you, it saves you time. Number 2, what about simple swaps? Now, this is great. Small changes into your routine that are easy to implement will be a game changer in making it easy to say yes. For example, I've shared this before, but let's say you're one who grabs stuff out of the refrigerator to drink. I don't care what the drink is, but you grab stuff. Replace it with just water. And if you've got to have something that's got a little bit of something in it, like you just can't drink water, then buy something right now that's a little bit better. It may not be the best, but at least you're grabbing something that's infused and it has the majority of it water. Okay, great. Start there. And then you can move down a little bit and then actually get to water where then you don't need it anymore and you could just have a huge big water bottle and you're just drinking a gallon or two a day. That's wonderful. But you got to first make it so simple that you don't have to think about it. You say, oh, this is my old habit. How can I take my old habit and replace it with a new habit? Put a water bottle there instead of sugary drink. If you're one who says, gosh, the first thing I do is take the dog out. Well, where's the dog? Why don't you put your exercise clothes by the dog? We have an English bulldog right now. He's going to turn 12 next month. On average, an English bulldog lives 8 years. We're celebrating his 12th year in June. He's a little bit of a cute old man, I got to tell you. He's a hunk of love. But he can only get around so far within our home. And so I have to climb over gates because I don't want him to have to travel far. We keep his bed and his food close and the door closer because he just hurts. He aches. But he's still able to do everything. He wants to be a part of life, and it's just not quite time. And so if you've got a dog like that, or you keep your dogs in another area, put your clothes in that area. They're right there. So when you're taking out the dog, do laps in your backyard. Whatever you need to do to get moving. Stay outside for an extra 10, 15 minutes and get that fresh vitamin D from the sun. Hallelujah. Yes, like literally. That's what your cells are going to be saying because they're going to feel alive. We live in the dark so much. Yet our screens are so bright saying, hello, look at me, look at me. What if we got out in nature more? Simple swaps. It really, truly doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out some of this stuff, but it does take action on our part. So we got to take aim. Action ignites motivation. And finally, number 3, simple grabs. You got to surround yourself with what matters. And I mean on all aspects. Connection with like-minded individuals who are going to support you in your journey. If you're hanging out with people who, okay, I'm going to say this sweetly. No, I mean it in kindness, but just kind of want to be a little extra fluffy, why are you still hanging with them? You can be kind to them, but if they really don't care about their health, is that going to help you? I don't think so. But that doesn't mean that you can't talk to them or you can't see them once in a while. But if you're used to seeing them every single day, maybe that's not a good influence. So surround yourself with what matters in the season that you're in, what you need to do. Maybe it's an easy workout when you didn't sleep well. That's a simple grab. What could you do when you're hurried? Maybe it's that water you could have with no thought needed, right? You go to the refrigerator. Instead of grabbing that soda pop, you're grabbing that bottle of water. Yeah, it's okay. The earth can handle a few more plastic bottles. Just go recycle them. And then eventually you can transition to what's easier, that you're not using plastic bottles. But for you, you matter. So tap into these simple grabs of life. Because when you have them, it will help you when you're tempted by your old habits. And let me tell you, those old habits, they're so hard to break. Why? Why? We ask why. I'm glad you did. We like routine. And when our body sees and knows that something else is coming that's different, it says, whoa, oh, hold on here. This is something new. I'm not used to this. If you were to drive a different way to work, drive a different way to take your kids to school, totally different. Maybe it added an extra 5 minutes. I don't care. Try it sometime. Your mind is going to be like, wait. You're supposed to be going to school. Why are you going this direction? Like you're going to find yourself thinking that. And you'll catch yourself going, well, I'm just going this way. Not a big deal. It's like having this conversation in your head. And you're like, yeah, but you could have just gone the other way like you always do. But maybe what you always did doesn't help right with what you want to do now. Simple grabs. They can help you get that win. And that means you stay motivated for the next moment to create your now. So where are you in life when it comes to healthy living? Because, we could be here a long time if we're going to talk about your whole life. But I wear the sign, please tell me your life story. But it's important because you matter. So the next time you come across a mirror, and maybe within the next 5 minutes, you may not see yourself for another 6 hours, 12 hours, whatever it is. I want you to look at yourself in the mirror. And I want you to genuinely look into your own eyes in the mirror. And I want you to say, you matter. You are cherished and you are loved. I am committed to taking care of you. And I want you, every single time you see a mirror, I want you to say that. And even to the point where if you need to make it a little shorter because you're in a hurry, because I get it, stuff happens. I want you to look at your eyes, in the mirror that is, and say, I love you. And not in this quick, hurried manner, but really telling yourself, you're pretty awesome. You don't get it always right, but you don't have to say that part, right? It's just, you're pretty awesome. You're not coming at it from, look at me, look at me. You're not on a stage. This is you having a heart to heart. Your eyes to your heart. I love you. And when you say that to yourself, now, my friend, you get to go create your now. Go in peace, be present, be incredible, be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed day. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.